The Eye on Putnam. I'm pleased to be here with Assemblyman Ball, who's a candidate for the Senate in the 40th District. Assemblyman Ball.
Jim, how are you?
It's good to see you.
Long time no see.
Oh, it's good to see you again.
Good to be seen.
I'll tell you, you're taking it out there. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of knife fight between you and old tax hike Mike.
I know they're not debates, they're knife fights.
I'm telling you. He's basically, a lot of his folks are out there just spreading rumors that you're just a no good, do nothing assemblyman underneath the kitchen sink.
Well, they better vote against me then.
Goodness gracious.
Why
do they say that?
You know, at the end of the day, if you really look at what's going on, the insiders up in Albany, now for 4 years, for a job that pays $79,000 a year, they have spent over $2 million to try to take me out.
Goodness.
So if I'm ineffective, that's a sure hell lot of waste of money.
Absolutely.
Right? Look, whether it be the driver's license issue, in this state where we had a governor try to give driver's licenses to illegal aliens, and the terrorist implications, homeland security implications.
That's
I killed that. Whether it be my property tax cap bill that's now gaining steam, whether it be the fact that I was able to pass a bill as a governor's proposal to give free tuition to combat veterans. I work with Amy Paulin, and the great thing is that it just shows he doesn't understand the legislature. Sheldon Silver controls that New York State Assembly.
Right.
They do not allow Republicans to pass comprehensive pieces of legislation.
On the floor.
The best thing you can do is come up with very good ideas that are then literally stolen by majority members. I have over 70 pieces of legislation that have passed the House. Many of them have been signed by the governor, passed both legislatures. I can tell you right here, this is one right here.
Tell us what you have here.
Who can take a look at it. I don't know if we can see
These
this
are the facts.
on the camera or not, but this is a bill with my name on it. I hope I found my name somewhere here. Oh, here we go. Here's my name. This is signed by the governor. Okay, so this is the governor, Eliot Spitzer, the same guy who endorsed my opponent. This is a piece of legislation that passed that I actually co-sponsored with the Democrats, the people who say that I don't have bipartisanship, that I don't reach across the aisle. This is actually a bill to deport criminal illegal aliens. This is a very successful piece of legislation, saving taxpayers millions and millions of dollars every year, and making sure that they spend time in their own country's prisons instead of us spending $50,000 a year in ours. This is another bill signed by the governor as well. This is a pen. Now, I didn't buy these at Kmart. I didn't buy these at Target. I didn't have these made at Kinko's. This is signed by the governor.
This morning.
This is from a bill signing ceremony, the pen that was used. And these are all the names of bipartisanship. Of course, my name's on there as well. This is to help our volunteer firefighters. Here's another bill that I passed, and this is for Gold Star parents. Okay, which is an extremely serious issue. Parent? And I was Veterans Affairs Committee Chairman, and I was extremely involved in this. Our men and women who are serving overseas, for those who are over there, we've got to make sure that they're taken care of, that they have everything that they can to fight and win. But beyond that, we've got to make sure that when they return, they're taken care of. And in this instance, when they don't return, we've got to make sure that their family is taken care of. An extremely important piece of legislation. So we have over 70 of these pieces of legislation that have been passed. As a minority member, that's extremely hard to get done, because unlike in other state legislatures where they can't stop you from being on a bill, and believe me, I'm extremely independent, stand up and say this is the nation's most dysfunctional legislature, they can keep me off of bills. So for me to be able to pass those type of bipartisan bills as a co-sponsor, either a prime co-sponsor or as a multi-sponsor, is a big achievement. Not only that, there are things like the driver's license issue, where I've showed that leadership has mattered, or the audit of the MTA. It was me, the first person in New York State, to ask for a forensic accounting of the MTA. Because of that MTA payroll tax.
Why was that so courageous for you to step forward and do that?
I mean, first, the MTA is an extremely powerful institution, rife with corruption, including mob infiltration. But I had to demand that the comptroller in this state do that audit. He refused. I got counties from Long Island to the west of the Hudson River, to our side of the Hudson River, to sign on demanding for that forensic accounting. Eventually, my legislative colleagues came on board. The comptroller then buckled his knees. This is after a year of fighting, where most people would have given up. The comptroller said, okay, I'll do an accounting. I went back immediately and said, we don't want an accounting. They do an accounting all the time in the New York State Assembly.
Now, Assemblyman Ball, that whole MTA bill, wasn't that going to affect small businesses?
Well, there's an MTA payroll tax, which we have to have repealed. And if this state Senate seat, if we were to send a Democrat, handpicked by the New York City tax and spend crowd, up to Albany, you just forget it. That MTA payroll tax is not only not going to be repealed, it's going to be increased every year.
Now, we've heard out there, the not-for-profits out there that do wonderful things for kids, they would have been impacted negatively.
They are being impacted right now. We have schools that deal with, that provide services to special needs children, children with autism, shelters helping women through tough times, domestic abuse, violence. We have schools that are providing vital services to our communities, to our seniors, to our kids. All of them now have to pay, even though they're nonprofits, pay that MTA payroll tax. It's cruel. It represents cruel and unusual punishment to not-for-profits, to the self-employed, to small business owners. And by the way that you bail out a corrupt authority like the MTA, first you shouldn't do it. Right. But the way you do it is not by taxing jobs in a jobless recovery. Right, absolutely. They're criminally insane to think that that's going to work. So as the next state senator, I'm going to fight to repeal it. My opponent is a showman. He's putting on a very nice show for this campaign. But at the end of the day, he rubber stamped over $1 billion in new spending. He increased property tax by over 42%. And he was a toy poodle for you know who, Andy Spano down in Westchester County. And God forbid, if ever elected, he'd just be another toy poodle for the establishment up in Albany.
Why is it that tax hike Mike just goes out here and says just things that are just the opposite of what you've just explained?
Well, that's what a politician needs to do to get elected. So I mean, if you had a track record of increasing taxes, if you had a track record of rubber stamping big spending, if you had a track record of supporting patronage, if you had a track record of voting to give your fellow legislators a raise, would you then run in the current climate saying that you did that? I'd
run away from it.
No, if you wanted that job because you were going to use it for your private benefit, you would lie as much as you possibly can. And he's doing a very good job at doing that at every turn.
Well, Assemblyman Ball, good luck in the race.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you so much. This is Eye on the Putnam, and I'm here with Assemblyman Ball. Thanks a lot and have a great day.